Alô, alô. Alô, alô, alô. One second, I'm just finishing something and I'm with you. I closed the wrong window. I closed the wrong window. Ha 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 ha. 1 second. Huh? And with this beautiful music, I think it's time to start, my friends. Hello. Good evening, good afternoon. Hello. How are you guys today? How's going in your, what is happening in your life? So what I want to work on is the frequency on feature. In particular, I asked for help on the mathematical formula yesterday. Someone in our fantastic Discord server actually gave me an answer. So people are still better than ChatGPT sometimes, you see? Yep, so, and the answer seems to be pretty good. But before going there, I want to do one change because I want to change one item. I want to change one item. The Coamti eye, I want to change it with Coamti blood. And so I will have to change. I will have to change a few things, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Gonna do it. 762. 762. Right? Yeah. 762. think that the rest should be good, right? Actually not. Okay, I wanted to do this change so that we are using a different item. Okay, I think that this is all I needed to do. Okay, I think that okay, good. I think it's good. I think it's fixed. I think it's fixed. Okay, nice. So the formula, right? The formula that was suggested is actually using 1 divided by an exponential, and actually it works very well. It actually works very well. So I simulated it here, and you need to use a specific scale factor, which is 2.8, but apart from that, the result is pretty good. As you can see, we have our 0.50 line in the middle, which is exactly what we wanted. And we have so if I go even lower than this, right, if I go 0.01, right, there is moving very little, right, and so even the extremes, right, are actually good. If I go 0.999, right, you see that it's very, very reasonable, which is fantastic. So this formula is fantastic. So it's exactly what we want, right? Really, really, really good. So yeah, I think the only thing is that I have too many parentheses, because I need another formula in it. So let me place formulas again. Okay, so if you do that, yeah. Okay, so I think that we can bring this formula into our discussion, right? And so this is our place, normalized, right? Our normalized place. And so we want to Is it better now? No, I didn't. No one mentioned it. Is it better now? Okay. I don't know why sometimes my microphone needs to be unplugged and replugged, you know. There's a lot of things that in computers work that way, which is kind of weird. It's like if you had your eye, you know, sometimes you have to pop it out and put it in again to work, right? It's kind of weird. Or your arm, you have to remove your arm and put it back again, and so it works. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I mean, computers work differently than humans, that's for sure. But yeah, unplugging and plugging again kind of worked. It happened already in the past. So we have our 2.8, which is the scaling factor, right? So this is our scaling factor. And then we have multiplied by a subtraction, right? And the subtraction is between the so H46, right? So it's between the skill, so it's skill minus difficulty. So it's skill minus difficulty. So skill minus difficulty multiplied by 2.8, which is our scaling factor, right? We want the exponential of this, and we do 1 plus that, and then we do 1 divided by all of this, right? And this is our final difficulty factor. So we set it again. So maybe let me print out this before we set it again, so that we have a track of what is happening. So we will print out we will print out difficulty factor, and then we will print out again, right, the final difficulty factor. And then we can go here. Okay. Yeah, because we need to see all these values, by the way. We need to see all these values. Also, we need to see... Well, the quality we can print it out, but... Okay. So what we do now is to set these variables. And I think we arrived, yeah, we arrived here, right? So, and we had to do the max moves allowed. We had to do the max moves allowed. So, okay, so this one, the required moves are between 3 and 10, right? When we define the required moves, then what should we do? We should allow, there should be yeah, the max allowed should be basically this plus something, and that something should be decided based on what? Based on the difficulty again, right? So how much should be the span? Well, let's say that a very easy span is double of that, right? So double the win move. So you can basically make one mistake for every one that you get right, which is a very generous, very generous setting, right? Very generous setting. But maybe we can do that, at least for now. So we can multiply by 2, and this is our, let's say, maximum. So we have a maximum and we have a minimum. The minimum is 0. So that basically the required move, so you have to make all the moves right, otherwise you will not succeed. You know what I'm thinking? I think that I want to keep this difficulty as a variable anyway. Yeah, maybe I want to do that. So let me set it as, skill difficulty factor, or yeah, I can do the opposite, right? I can do the opposite. It is the difficulty based on this parameter. So this is basically the fish difficulty factor. Yeah, let's do that. So there is the fish difficulty factor, and there is the final difficulty factor, which includes the skill, right? So there is the fish difficulty factor, and this is the final difficulty factor, right? So actually I want to set it into this one. Okay. I think I will print them all on screen for us to test, because it will require some testing, this thing, right? So how do we go here with the... So I want a number that goes from 0 to required min moves, but it needs to include 0 though, huh? And so I basically need to take this number multiplied by, by required min moves, right? And then I add 0, and then I seal it. Should I seal it or should I? No, in this case I should floor it. In this case I should floor it, right? Because I want the 0 to be a valid value. And no, but wait a second, I'm not randomizing here. Am I randomizing? I'm not randomizing. Ah, no, I'm not randomizing, because it's based on the difficulty factor. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I floor it, and then I add it to this, right? And then I add it to this. So basically this can be so ranges between required moves and required moves multiplied by 2, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I hope I can finish this fishing thing. It's becoming a project into the project, but yeah, I'm trying to do it with some quality. Pretty much, that's the point, right? I'm trying not to just rush it and say, okay, it's done, and then maybe people use it and they don't like it too much. Maybe they like it a bit, but not too much. I want this thing to be fun, right? Or anyway, to be done properly. Fun, I don't know. We will see if it's fun. But I want to put a bit of effort really into this. It's already like 10 days or so, so I think we spent already like 20 hours on this thing or more. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, so so this should be fine. Then we said that the rest, like the vertical speed and everything else, we don't care too much about it at the moment, right? So do we want to print all these variables for now into our UI? I think would be a good idea, right? So I will call it txt variables, right? And now it may be a bit annoying because it will be a kind of a big text, but it's just for our test, okay? So we are not going to use it. Than in the real game, right? So let me just see if I have a kind of a big text, what happens. Because this thing is using, it doesn't limit itself. Okay. Yeah, that may be a bit annoying, but I can yeah, I think if I go, yeah, I can limit it if I add new lines. Okay, I think it's fine. So when we are finished with the calculation, right? That I lost right now. Where was our calculation, boys? Why I lost it completely? Anyway, is calculate is choose fish and difficulty. That's what it is. We have what the hell's that? Is he? Okay. So that is velocity parameters, right? And everything else here is difficulty parameters, right? I mean, not that speed is not a difficulty, because it is. I mean, obviously, if the game is faster, it's harder, but at the moment, I'm just trying to do this. Okay, so when we have that, let's just create a mega text, right? That we will set into our txt variables, right? Taking it from what? Taking it from our Fisher UI. and taking our txt variables and doing a set text and changing this to a string, right? And now, so what I want to print the all these parameters, all of them. So I want to print the quality, difficulty factor. I want to print the weight, difficulty factor. I want to print the fish. No, the type. Before that, there is the type. Difficulty factor will not be very easy to analyze anyway. This thing is, I mean, to test is harder than you think, but to test if it's correct actually. The type difficulty factor, the fish difficulty factor, which is nothing else than the combination of the previous three, right? And then we have the final difficulty factor. Yeah, I placed on, just checking if I have the spaces everywhere. So that is, yeah, I have it. The final difficulty factor. Then we want to have the number of shrinks. Where is it? It is not on this what? I see. Because I put it under difficulty. I created a difficulty thing. Okay. Well, fine. Yeah, but it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, actually. Circle speed is already there. Okay. Okay, so we have number circle shrinks. Wow, this will become a very long list, but number circle shrink, then the circle speed, then the required wind moves, and then the max moves allowed. Okay, these are all the parameters that we have at the moment, right? Which is quite a bit, I have to say. But yeah, that's what it is. So let's print them out. Quality difficulty factor. Yup. Weight difficulty factor. Quality, no, quality I already got it. Fish difficulty factor, type difficulty factor, final difficulty factor, circle speed, required moves, max allowed moves. Okay, let me see if I can match all of this. Okay, weight, type. Fish. Final. Number circle shrinks. Number circle shrinks. Yep. Number circle shrinks. Circle speed. Required win moves. And max allowed moves. Okay. Wow. That's something for sure. Yeah, it doesn't see it because I didn't compile yet this guy. Okay. I think it's good. So now as soon as we cast, we should see this infinite list of stuff on the UI, right? As soon as I cast, because the fish is actually decided on cast. Okay.
Got it.
The problem is that that thing is not formatted, so if I do /n, do you think it will work? Yeah, it may. It actually may work. So if I do /n, right? I think it may. I think it may work, huh? Okay, let's try again. Fuck.
Got it.
/n doesn't work in printouts. I mean, in theory it does. I can really go like this. Yes, that's the way to do it, actually. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Yeah. So you basically press Shift Enter here, and you are adding a carriage return, which is then translated into the thingy. Okay. Let me see now. You can make the text a bit smaller because I think the list is too long. Okay, fantastic.
Got it.
Fantastic. Okay, we need to analyze all these numbers, right? We need to analyze all these numbers. So quality, difficulty, okay, let me see 1 second, because this is very, very good. So that is the base pretty much of our difficulty, right? So how we decide how complex or how easy is the mini game, right? Okay, let me just make sense of all these variables. So quality difficulty factor is a number that is defined between 25 and 75, which is then here normalized, right? So that is what will be the quality of our fish, and we are saving it. Okay, we are saving it like this, so in a already normalized, right? We are saving it already normalized, which I guess is fine. I think we will also have to save the final fish quality, right? Actually, we do is here, fish quality. Fish quality. So 0.84 means that the fish quality is relatively high, right? Then we have a weight difficulty factor, which is 1.44. 1.44 is wrong. How is possible that This is not normalized. Type, difficulty, weight, difficulty factor. This I don't understand. Why is 144, right? So I have it between 0, 5 and 1. I randomize between 0, 5 and 1. And then I take one minus the other, which is 0, 5. And I scale the result by that, which is obviously wrong. And then also this one is wrong. Wait. I cannot do this, right? Because I'm comparing something that is in a range with something that is absolute. So that's not possible, right? So I need to do fish quality minus, wait. I need to do fish quality minus the minimum, right? To understand what is the value without the range, right? I think so. Right. And this value will be then divided by the difference between these two, right? So this now should be okay, but I have to do the same here as well. So I have to do fish weight minus the minimum weight, and then this one is to be divided by the value, right? Total value. Okay, so now I think it's better. So there was a bit of a mistake there. Okay,
Got it.
so quality factor 0.2. So here we have a very low quality factor. The weight, okay, the quality factor. So one thing that we may do later on is to influence the quality and the weight and the type with the player skill, right? Which at the moment is not done. So we, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a big point though, eh? Because here I'm, but isn't that then a double operation? So I do it twice. So let's say that I raise these values a bit, right? These three values, I raise them a bit. Yeah, that's a double, because basically I raise them and then I raise them and then I lower them again, right? I mean, I lower the total, but I think lowering the total is correct actually. But yeah, I need to raise this once. By how much? I have no idea. By, is it linear on, is it linear with my skill? So let's say that I have between 25 and 75, right? The default quality for a fish. Between 25 and 75. Do we want to say that if you have 0 skill, it will always be 25? And if you have 200, it will always be 75? No, I don't think so. I think we want to say that your skill between 0 and 200 has an influence on the random, right? So it's giving you a bonus on the random. How much bonus is giving you on the quality? That's a good question. So we are basically restricting the range of the. We are restricting the range, or do we restrict the range, or do we just give a bonus in the output? Good point. I think we give a bonus. I think we give a bonus in the output because we want the range to be used for the calculation of the mini game as the possible range, right? So basically we need to give a bonus on this node here, and the bonus should be a percentage of, and it should also be clamped because obviously I should not be able to go above, right? Do we want to do it now? I think yes. I think I want to do it now. So basically there is a factor that is the player skill that goes into this, that is added to this. So there is the player skill influence, right? The problem is how much. The problem is how much. No, mistakes were made. How much? So let's say that, and plus there is also the bait. Oh my god. Yo, what's the link for the Twitch version? Oh, you found it. I guess you found it. Hello, Blue Enhanced. Hey. Your game is an open world? Yes, you can roam around. If you want to try our game, you can go on our website and click on download now, and you can download it for free if you want to try it. Yeah, so we have two inputs to this one, and this one. We have two additional values, right, that can modify this, which is the bait and the player skill. And the bait and the player skill. The only question is, how much do you think you should modify it, right? Have you had issue before? So basically I tried adding a really big landscape to my game and expand my map, and I accidentally hit the button to make the map too big, and didn't realize when I went to add an item, the landscape crashed. Yeah, you have to separate your maps, you know, by with word composition or word partition, right? So our map is divided in, now I don't have our main project open, but basically our map is divided in submaps, and it's pretty much a grid, right? So it's pretty much so this is our world at the moment is not super big, but is like 15 kilometers pretty much by 15 kilometers, let's say, right? Then there are additional dungeons in it, but let's say the land, the flat land that you can just walk around is pretty much like this, right? And is divided in sub maps, right? Not all exactly of the same size, so it's not a perfect grid, right? Some maps are maybe, it may happen that the map is like that, right? And another map is like this, and then there is another one that is actually composed like that. But in your case, you can just, I mean, if you want, you can just make it, you know, even, right? I think making it even is not a bad idea anyway. So we have it this way for different reasons, but it's fine. You can make it even, right? So, and every map is roughly 1.2 kilometers by 1.2 kilometers, pretty much, right? And so when we load, if you load one map only, it's like 1.2 by 1.2, right? So my suggestion will really be to split it, as I said, is the easiest. Having one single huge map is not possible. I mean, it's not a, maybe it's possible, but it's not a great idea, right? So it's not the way to do it. You have to split it, and you need to have streaming levels. If you search war composition or war partition on the Unreal Engine documentation, you will find. Hello, Elwood. Hey, welcome. So we are working, if you just joined, we are working on a fishing mini game, and which will be added to our game, right? At the moment we are working on a sample project, right? Because it's too hard to work inside our game for a prototype, right? So what we have the we have this beautiful cable that represents the line, and then we have the bobber, and we have a mini game divided in two parts. So one part is catching a circle that shrinks, and the other part is this one where you have to move. I mean, we have to basically pull in a certain direction to counter the movement of the fish, right? And now you see it fairly slow, but it will be increased now. This is like this just because I'm testing it, right? But it will probably be way faster than this. And so what we are doing now is to calculate all the parameters that are affecting the complexity of the complexity of the mini game, right? So that is what I'm doing. You're back, okay. If you just go back into the stream like 2 minutes ago, I gave you the answer. Well, maybe 3 minutes or whatever. Okay, so yeah, definitely I need the player skill, and then I need a new variable, which is the bait, right? I think the bait will give you a boost. I don't know yet exactly. I don't know yet exactly how this would work, but the idea, right, it is what we said in our mega file. I don't remember, but yeah, here, right? The certain baits will give you 0%, 20%, 40%, 50%, 70%, right? So these are the possibilities. Now I think I mean, if you do it here, I think it will become messy. Let me create a new function, and the new function will basically take a range, a value, and give you the result, right? I think that's the best idea. So skill, let's call it skill and bait bonus, right? Skill and bait bonus. So skill and bait bonus needs to work with well, sometimes with integer values, and sometimes with can you repeat it now? Can you go back? I mean, it's easier if you just go back. Just open the stream, you know, you can go back. I mean, it was like 2-minute discussion, so I don't want to repeat it. but yet to say that the sum is that you have to use word partition or word composition, right? And I give you an example of how we divide our world and our maps. So you cannot have a single map, basically. So that function will have to take some time. Like in this case, how do I normalize this? Type difficulty factor. Yeah, in this case, it will give you a boost on a float, pretty much. Right? I mean, I can still have it as a float and then floor it, but... Yeah, maybe. Two values. Okay, let's have it always as a float. Let's see how that works. So this thing needs to have two inputs. One is the mean value, and it is a float. I don't know why sometimes it's doing this. I don't know. But you add an input and it's basically because it's not compiled, or why? Because it's not compiled. No, it does it anyway. You see that he's like clearing it. I don't understand why. And max value, right? Mean value, max value. Also, the map did have the landscape region, but it generated too many. And with me adding a night, it broke the map and won't let me open and modify. So now you are in the situation where the map doesn't even open up. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ha, if it doesn't even open up. I mean, one thing you can do maybe is before opening, you can switch to wireframe, right? So switch to, well, I don't know if wireframe is really a great idea, but you can try, right? You can try to switch to wireframe and then load your map. Or maybe try another mode, you know, which is like basically not loading the map. You can try real time off, right? If you remove real time, so basically means that it will not try to render it. Assertion failed in state bucket ID. Obviously you don't have a copy, I mean a backup, I assume, right? Or the subversion or a git version of it before the change. Yeah, I understand. Try to remove real time. There should be a way, you know, there should be a way to force Unreal into a no rendering, right? Into a no rendering. The problem is that imagine that you can load it without rendering. Or you can disable, or you can try to disable nanite. If nanite was the problem, right? If you go under plugins, is nanite still a plugin? No, it's core now, so you cannot disable it. But yeah, you need to find something. You need to find something that disables the rendering, or it makes it very, 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 very simple, right? Like there are some rendering, like if you go under visualizers, right? There is like, I don't know, layer density, or I mean there are other visualizers that are basically not rendering in the same way, right? Like you see this landscape, you have landscape visualizer, you have normal, you have LOD layer density. So if you select one of those under landscape, visualizer landscape, I think it will not try to render it fully. Try this one, visualizers, and then maybe you can also try to use LOD. So instead of doing auto, you may force it at the lowest LOD possible, which means that it will have the less polygons as possible, right? So try this one, and then I guess if you're really desperate, try any other possible visualization in this list, right? Because basically what you are trying to do, you are trying to have the range, the engine just render in a kind of a simpler way, right? So that's what you are trying to do, so that it doesn't crash, right? Okay. So I think here we get the minimum value, the maximum value, and we also get our current value, right? Our current value, which is the one that we actually randomized. So we know the minimum, we know the maximum, we know the current, and basically we want to have a percentage bonus based on the skill and based on the bait, right? Now we may assume that we said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of baits, right? So we can say that our bait type, for example, at the moment is 1, right? And our player skill is 100. So for now, let's do it linear, right? So I will take this and I will divide it by 5, assuming that 5 is my maximum number. Right. What? I said to float. What the fuck is this thing doing? It went completely crazy. Fuck. Okay. Wait. No, because I know that if you use an integer without converting it, the division will automatically see it as an integer, and it's just dividing integers, and is You got a bit further? Okay. Well, try the option I told you and see. But I would say relaunch the editor every time. I think is the best way. Okay, so we have this and we have this. Do we want the average of the two, or do we want each one to give a boost? No, I think each one will give a boost, right? So how much boost? Well, scale between minimum and maximum? No, that's too much. That I think is too much. So what do? I do max minus minimum, so I have my real range starting from 0. This is basically my real range starting from 0. And I want to influence this. This is my real range starting from 0. And I want to do what? I want to divide, I want to... I don't know what I want to do here. I want to... So if this is 25, right, if this is 25 and this is 75, right, my real range is 50. So I have a range of 50 that I can play with. So in that range of 50, how much do I want to influence my current value, right? In that range of 50. So if I just multiply, you know, if I just multiply the 50 by this, which is between 0 and 1 now, it means that when I am at player skill 200, I am influencing it by 50. So I just go to the maximum automatically. I think that's a very bad idea. So I think that the player skill should give a boost, but the boost should be maybe maximum 50%. That's a good question, actually. I don't know. Or maximum 10, because consider that we are doing this on 3 parameters, right? So the effect is pretty strong. The effect is pretty strong. I think it should be maximum 10% of this. I think it should be maximum 10%. So I will do divided by 10, right? And here we will get our number, right? It will multiply by our player skill factor, right? And this will be our first bonus. Right? Yes. And we will do the same for the bait type. Right? We will do the same for the bait type. Yeah, we do the same for the bait type. The difference here that we go from 1 to 5, but I have it here, right? So we assume 5 types for now, right? And player skill, we assume 0 to 200, right? I mean, we know that it's 0 to 200, so it should be fine. So now I take my current value and I just add it to the first bonus here, and then I add it to the second bonus here, right? And this will be my return value. So I have a return value which is this, and this will be basically new value, right? New value. Okay. Now, if we apply this to my choose fish, I have to close some stuff here because we have too many things open. I think I should probably close everything and then maybe. Okay. So now that I have this function, what I can do, I can say that is my minimum value, that is my maximum value, the current value is the randomization that we just did, right? And the new value and the new value will be this. Now, should we floor it, should we seal it, or should we just round it normally? I think we should round it normally. So I don't know exactly what happens if I do this, but I assume that this is so minus 1.6 becomes minus 1 and 1.6 becomes 1. No, that's a very bad idea. I want a normal round, right? 1.6 we can do it, 1.6 exactly. We want a normal round. Now the only point is that we have to be sure that we clamp it to the maximum, right? Yeah, exactly. We have to clamp it to the maximum before going here, otherwise we may go outside, right? What? Clamp float, yep. So we have to clamp it between the minimum and the maximum. So that we are sure that it's not doing crazy things. Right. Okay. I don't know if I want to introduce already this now or if I want to do one run without the skill and bait bonus and calculate everything, but basically I will have, maybe we will do that. So maybe we will have just one run without this, because otherwise, even if now, you know, is average, right? But it's still giving you a bonus. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's do one round without this, but I think that this is a very good discussion. It's a very good point, right? So we have to do the same everywhere, pretty much. So we have to do the same on this value, and we have to do the same on this value, right? So basically your skill may give you a bonus up to 30% because it's 10% per parameter, right? Which I think is reasonable. But the difficulty factor will not take that into account. Yeah, we'll take that into account. So obviously if you are having an harder, a more rare fish, yeah. So we'll take into account, and this way is taken into account. So I think that the math is reasonable, but let's try without the skill bonus first, right? But I think we introduced a very nice concept. Got it. Okay, so let me see what this thing is doing, right? So we are having a quality difficulty factor of 56, right? 0.56. We are having a weight difficulty factor which is super low, is 0.04 actually. And we have a type difficulty which is 0.35. So pretty much this should be kind of an easy game, right? This should be kind of an easy game. The fish difficulty factor, which is basically the weighted of the three above, is 0.31, right? Which is pretty much, 0.56 plus 0.04 plus 0.35 divided by 3, right? Exactly, with these roundings, but okay. 0.31, right? That is our difficulty factor. Now we put into play the difficulty factor, the final difficulty factor. So based on this is 0.31 There is 0.31. Seems not to be working right though. Because there is a 0.31 on a 0.50 skill. So it's like if this is 0.31, right? There is 0.31 is the difficulty and my skill is 0.5. So the total will be... Oh, fuck. No! What? Oh my god, the formula is wrong. No, please. No, please. No, please. No, please. Oh, fuck, is inverted. No. No. Oh, fuck, the formula is wrong again. Cannot believe it. I mean, the formula works horizontally, but doesn't work vertically. So if my skill is 0.1, right? And the difficulty goes up. The overall, yeah, this goes up. So this vertical is correct. The problem is the inflation point again. Oh my god. Yeah, the problem is the inflation point. That when the skill... So this is 0.50, right? My skill is 0.5, the difficulty is 0.5, the total is 0.5. But if the skill is 0.5 and the difficulty is 0.75, I go up. No, here is correct actually. Here is correct. So it's only the down that is wrong? If my skill is 0.5 and the difficulty is 0.20, because I don't, because I should not compare it with the difficulty. I should compare it with a midpoint. So probably is correct. Probably is correct because 0.31 and 0.5. The result is 0.37, so the difficulty is going up a bit. Why is going up a bit? I mean, it's okay as long as when I go to 0.6, it goes down. Yeah, it goes down. Okay, it goes down. So yeah, the mid, okay, it's fine. Yeah, okay. So I think I'm confused about the midpoint a bit, but in real, because the scale is the scale factor, right? It is making these values. Yeah. No, I think it's okay. I mean, it's a bit weird to see, but I guess at the end is okay. At the end is okay. So we are saying that my difficulty factor is 0.35 and my fish difficulty factor is 0.31, which is fine because it's on a curve which is not exactly linear. The important point is that 0.31. Hmm. Because you see that if I go with a scale factor, which is actually bigger, you start to work better, right? So a 0.5 is, yeah, the problem is that, let me do again the 2.8, right? I mean, it is all tweaking that we can do as we go, but pretty much the point is that if my skill is average, sorry, if my skill is above, right, the current difficulty, do we want to do that reasoning or what? Okay, see you, blue enhanced. If you want to see each other again, maybe leave a follow. It's always a good idea. Is overloading your 64 gigabytes? So what I did helped? Okay. Yeah, because you have to lower the amount of RAM that it's using, I guess, yeah. Yeah, so I think it's a bit weird that when your skill grows, right, the overall difficulty, so between zero, so I have a 0.33 here, right, and I have 0.5. If I go 0.6, so my skill is growing, yeah, you see that this goes down, which is correct. The only thing that throws me off a bit is that with an input of a certain difficulty, my skill is making it harder, right? My 0.5 is making it harder. While in theory, my 0.5 should make it perfectly even because this is 0.5, so it's between the values, right? But I think that I will never reach, because if I go, I mean, if I go 5 point, yeah, if I make it so that I reach exactly 0.25, which is probably possible, right? 4.5, exactly. 4.5 is giving me a 0.25 here, which is correspond to the 0.25, right? And if I go up, it goes up. I mean, it goes down. And if I go down, it goes up. Yeah, right. So now that value is correct, but now if I look at any other number, like this one, right? A 0.1 becomes a 0.14. So I'm again increasing it, right? Which is, so I need a 0.6 to be at that value, right? But overall, I think it's okay. I mean, I think it should be. I should not go crazy about this. I think it's fine. I think it's fine because the player doesn't see that. The player just sees the final difficulty, and the final difficulty will be. And the final difficulty is the one that drives the minigame. So the only problem is when it starts from 0. Yeah, but I think it's fine. Okay, let's say that it's fine. So even if it looks a bit weird, right, that with an average skill, the fish difficulty factor is lower than the final difficulty factor, I think it's okay. So let's not get fixated on it. So it's 0.31, 0.37. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So my final factor is 0.37. And now we need to understand the so considering that this is an easy game, right? It's 40%, it's 37% complexity. The algorithm decided to have only one circle shrink, right? Which I think is not bad. So you only have to catch it once. Now, if you don't catch it, it just goes away. But maybe we can do that after, I mean, below a certain value, it just allows you to, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, probably we need to make it easier. We have another parameter, which is the we have another parameter which is the circle catch percent, right? So we can change it so that if the game is easy, the catch percent is changing as well, so it's easier to catch, right? It's easier. And plus, if we want, we also have the speed, right? And the speed can be made lower. Well, actually, the speed, we have it already here. So how much is the circle speed? The circle speed is 1.1. So actually, yes, we made it slower. And I think we can modify also this value, but I would do it not dramatic. So like maybe from 0.35 to 25 and 45, like plus or minus 0.1. Plus or minus 0.1, I think that would be reasonable. But yeah, but for now it kind of worked, right? It kind of worked. Then how many moves are required to win? 6 moves. Oh wow, that's really a lot. Why so many? No, that didn't work. That did not work, definitely did not work, because this ranges between 3 and 10. How the hell did we get a 6, right? Well, I mean, it's 0.37. Because I'm sealing it. Because I'm sealing it. Probably that's why. Because in theory we got max move minus mean moves. What? Fish difficulty factor. Max move minus mean move is 7. So you span a 7, right? So 0. What is it? 0.37 is the final difficulty. So if we do 0.37 multiplied by 7, that's 2.59. And I want to have a minimum of 3 moves plus 3, which becomes 559. And then I'm sealing it, and so it becomes a 6. And so it becomes a 6. Maybe the minimum 3 is a lot. I don't know, I feel that the progression... Okay, fine. I mean, let's accept the 6. Okay, the 6. And then the 7. The 7 is a bit rough though, because I have to do 6 correct moves with only 7 allowed, which seems to be very little, right? This seems to be wrong to me, because it should be... So the required move is 6. We multiply 6 by... we multiply 6 by our percentage, right? So this becomes 0.37 multiplied by 6, and it is 2.22. And so I'm flooring it, and I add 6 plus 2, we should be 8, right? I'm not super happy about this though. I mean, apart from the fact that here the result is 7 and it's not. Here the result is 7. I don't understand how it did 7 if this is 6, because we printed out, right? Require win moves. This is 6. I take 6. I multiply it by wait, this is the fish difficulty factor? No, should be the final difficulty factor. But anyway, it's even more wrong, right? Okay, this is wrong. I have to change that. Because actually we did 0.31. But there is something wrong here, right? There is something wrong here. So the more difficult, the less moves. Ah, exactly. It's reverse. It's exactly reverse. Yeah, this is reverse, boys. This is reverse, because at the moment, if this number is higher, I add more moves, right? So I need to do 1 minus that. So I need to use this. Okay, I need to use this here. And now this is the reverse. And the question is, should I floor it or seal it? I don't know. Let's say that difficulty factor. By the way, this should be the final difficulty factor, not the fish factor. Should be the final difficulty factor that we use everywhere. Yep. Exactly. Not this. Okay, this is better. But let's say that this is 1. Okay, if this is 1, 1 minus 1 equals 0. 0 multiplied by, well, I mean, no, that's not a good example. The difficulty factor is 0.9. 0.9. 1 minus 0.9 is 0.1. 0.1 multiplied by 6, right? 0.1 multiplied by 6 is 0.6. And 0.6 and 0. So if it was 0, if it was 0.2 multiplied by 6 would be 1.2. So if I floor 1.2, it becomes 1. If I floor 0.6, it becomes 0. So yeah, I think I need to floor it. Yeah, I think I need to floor it. Okay, so this should give already a better result because this parameter was wrong, right? Was inverted. That parameter was inverted. I'm back and I figured the issue. So the nanite on the landscape is so many polygons. I guess it's trying to loop higher than it's capable of doing. Do you know it's possible to delete an entire landscape without actually opening the map in the editor? To delete a landscape? Without opening the map in the editor? I mean, you could script it, but I mean but you need the level. You can have scripts, right, in Unreal Engine, kind of macros that are working on the editor stuff. So for example, I can create a script that while the editor is open, you know, I click a button and it's moving this thing up or down, right? You can do that, but your problem is that you cannot even open the map, right? So if you ask me, can you programmatically delete this cube? Yes, but you need the map open because it's the editor doing it, right? So you're not just working on a file, on the map file offline. You are working on, so the map file is loaded into memory, then you modify something, and then it's saved again to disk, right? So you cannot modify. I'm thinking, but no. Again, your solution is to. Did you try these visualizers like with LOD and Fixed 7 or whatever? So did you try to have, because you basically need the editor to open in a mode which is no rendering. Because if I open my landscapes, right, with there was one visualizer, I think it was not layer density, I think it was another one, was let me open 1 second my project. There was one setting that was saying something like and by the way, did you lower the settings or not? Did you lower under what is that? The rendering stuff, right? Not this. Where the fuck is that? Where you say like texture epic, you know, texture low, you know. I mean, you have to change that for sure. You have to put everything to low, right? I don't remember where the hell is that. Where the fuck is that? Did you put everything in low? I cannot find it. I don't know. But it's here somewhere. I mean, it's 100% is here, right? The quality settings. Where the hell are the quality settings? Oh my god. I cannot find it.
Greetings, gentlemen and ladies. I'm the old school game snob, and I've been doing Unreal and doing some shit.
Come on, 2 minutes to show me a menu.
All right, so I searched on the Unreal thing that probably almost everybody knows about, but I didn't,
Ah, here it is. Scalability settings.
and I couldn't find a mention of it.
Okay, I see. So go to, go here in on the right side of the screen. Can you see my mouse? Under settings, right? Scalability settings, and by default everything is epic, right? You should put everything to low. Everything too low, right? Put everything too low and try again. Try that. Try that, my boy. The other one that I was thinking is the other one. The other one is so you are saying that the problem is the landscape, right? Problem is the landscape. So there was a landscape setting to show the number of maps, right? Well, you can also do this. You can say show no landscape. You can remove the landscape from the show. Right? So before loading the map. So you can try that. But there was also another one. There was an advanced landscape. How was it called? Is the one that basically counts the layers. Counts the layers of visualize depth of field layers. No. Visualize. Anyway, try to remove the landscape. That could be a good one. There was one for quality, right? They were showing how many different texture you had in the landscape by layer. And that was I don't remember where it was, but is the Unreal Engine visualize layer number on landscape. Debug paint layer with landscape layer visualization. Landscape layer visualization. Exactly that one.
Hi, welcome again. Today I'm going to explain to overview of what's going on my lab.
Exactly.
We can see
lit visualizer LOD. Layer usage. Visualizer layer density. No. They moved it. Fuck. It's not anymore this. They moved it, so it's not anymore
overview of what
layer usage. Yeah, it was layer usage, exactly. So did you try to disable the layer? The layer, does it work or not? The landscape? is here somewhere, but they moved it. But you can also do light map density in theory. I mean, any of these modes, you know, is rendering completely different. Like light map density, for example, will not really render the geometry, right? Or shader complexity will not render the geometry. So I think you have many ways to, you know, all these modes are basically not rendering the graphics, right? So I think you have many modes in this menu, but my suggestion would be to remove landscape here. You can look at the music at the bottom, it's telling you. If you read at the bottom of the screen, it's telling you, what is it? Is Rust, yes. Okay, so one of those should work for you, okay? One of those should work for you, I think. Yes, yeah, all the music we have on the channel is all video game music. Of video games that I played, pretty much. Like 95% is video games that I play. Okay, so going back to fishing. Okay, so now we said this is reverse, right? So got it. Okay, let me see. We have difficulty factor 0.42, weight 0.78. So this is a fairly hard game, right? Because the final difficulty is, well, actually the result is 0.62, so it's not even too crazy, right? Not exactly why though, because 0.42, because we do the average, and the average is standing on, so 0.42, I'm just double checking that my calculations are right? But 0.42 plus 0.78 plus 0.85 divided by 3. What? Yeah, exactly, it's not. Why this shit is 0.68? Huh? What? 0.42 plus 0.78 plus 0.85 is this number. The divided by 3 is 0.68. Okay, I just mistyped it. Yeah, so the average of this 3 is 0.68. So because this 0.42 is lowering quite a bit, so it's lowering the quality, so it's lowering quite a bit. And plus my difficulty factor is, but I'm not very happy about this. I'm not very happy about this result, actually. I'm not very happy about this result, because I'm not very happy about this result. $0.62. I mean, a 0.68 with 0.5 is going to 0.62. I mean, that's kind of annoying. I mean, it's a big change. Yeah, it's going to 0.62. Should I stick to the scale factor of 5? I think the scale factor of 2.8 is too little. Yeah, I think so. I think my 2.8 is too low. My 2.8 is too low. Is not. I don't like it. I don't like it. So I will change it. Five. 5. 5. A lot of that fish. There is a lot of chat. Yeah. I'm trying to just use a backup now. It might be the only way to fix it. I mean, did you remove the landscape or not? As I said, right? Did you click on no landscape in the show or not? It's still crashing after that because it should, then is a loading problem. It's not a rendering problem. If that's the case. Okay, so difficulty is 0.82, which is actually fairly high. Weight is 0.6, type difficulty is 0.35, which is kind of low. So at the end we get 61, and we get a final difficulty factor of 63. So a bit higher, okay. And the circle shrinks is 2, so it decides to have 2 circle shrinks, a speed of 0.8, so slightly faster, no, slightly slower, slightly slower. So the circle, the playback is the reverse. Wait a second. The playback. How fast does the circle disappear? Correspond to playback speed of the 1 second animation. So if I go at 1.1, is the playback, I mean the total, what is it? The playback speed. 1.1 is faster, right? I assume. One 1.1 is faster, right? So why I did 1 minus? The harder it is, the faster it should run, right? Exactly. Exactly. Okay, there was another mistake. Okay. I can't remove it without opening the map. No, I disagree. What do you mean you cannot by... No. Because the map opens as the first thing, or what? Because the map should not open as the first thing, right? I mean, you can open another map. You can have another map. You found a fix? Okay, nice. Okay, so the only thing that I don't understand is why he's not sending me in lose mode when he's only sending me in lose mode in the second phase of the game and not the first phase of the game, which is kind of weird, but maybe this is how I designed it. I don't know. So here we are at 0.5, so it's not the best, it's actually not the best case. Okay, here we are at 0.79, so we have 3 circles to catch. We have 9 moves out of a 10 maximum allowed, which is very hard. Yup. This is good. This is good. These numbers start to make sense, boys.
Got it.
It is very easy, so my circle speed is fairly low. And I have only one circle. Yeah, but why when I have one circle is actually losing immediately?
Got it.
When I have more than one, it just continues. That's very weird.
Got it.
Can I get a hard one?
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, this is where it fucks up, right? So when num circle is 2, it fucks up. I don't know why. When it's 1, it works. When it's 2, it doesn't work. I think there is a minus less than instead of a less and equal than or something like that. Because I think this less than whatever is fucked. Let me see. So if the number of circle shrinks is 1, it actually works properly. If it's not, we are checking if so we assume that the number of circle shrinks are 2 or more, right? 2 or more. So we arrive here when the circle shrinks are 2. And we check the -2 if it's equal or less than -2. Yeah, actually this seems to be correct to me. Why is not? We need a result with 2 shrinks.
Got it.
Okay, like this one.
Got it.
So 1, right? And at the moment my number of shrinks is 2. Yep. My game result is -1, so this is not enough to actually lose. But then this one, oh wow, doesn't even go through this. Why? Because I'm moving maybe to fish bite way. That is very strange.
Got it.
Okay, this is a 2. This is a 2. So first one, right? First one. Okay. Second one. Yeah, we are in fish bite. We are in fish bite. What the fuck? Huh? We arrived here and we didn't go anywhere? What does that mean? What?
Got it.
Bro, it is true, right? So you should go here. Exactly. Ah! Ah, mistakes were made. Ah, because this goes down. No! Ah, okay. I see. Okay, I see. Yeah, there is a mistake. This is the current shrinks left, right? This num circle shrinks is... Yeah, that's a mistake. This is actually the current left circle shrinks, or remaining, let's say remaining. Remaining circle shrinks, right? But the remaining circle shrinks is not what we want. We want the total. So this variable is wrong. Well, the good news is that we are fixing a lot of bugs. A lot of bugs. The bad news is that there are a lot of bugs. So at the beginning, the remaining shrinks should be equal, right? At the beginning, the remaining shrink should be equal to this, right? And but then when I do minus, that is the same. I mean, here the best would be to actually use the total circle shrinks, right? Just because logical is the one that we want to print out, but yeah, that is why it was not working. That is why it was not working. Okay, nice. We fixed another bug.
Got it.
The landscape files are stored in folder. I can just delete them. Well, if that doesn't break the scene, right? I don't know if you can still load then your scene after that, but probably yes. You can try, yeah. But, you know, yeah, maybe. Maybe move them, don't delete them. Like, move them to another place.
Got it. Got it.
1 and 2. We should lose. Lose. Okay, fantastic. Okay, now that works. Yeah, I think the parameters are kind of okay now. Parameters are kind of okay. Now, the only problem is that my skill in the bait is not yet influencing. But let's try to play a bit like this, okay? Let's try to play a bit like this, because I think we are getting closer and closer to having this thing done, eh? We should reset the progress bar when we lose. Yeah, exactly. So you see the progress bar remains how it is, so we should we should reset it to 0 whenever we, yeah, on end game, I guess, right? On end game. Not exactly where to do it, but there is a set percent. Don't know what is the difference between this and this. I mean, one is a function and another is set indirectly, right? I don't know. Maybe we call the function that is cleaner. I mean, if they made a function, there must be a reason for it. Maybe. Okay. 0%. Okay, so now the bar will actually reset properly as needed when we end the game, right? And if we cast again,
Got it.
yeah, it's fine.
Got it.
Okay. Let me try just to play the game a second. Now, the player will not know if he's getting one or more circuits, right? So it's kind of a surprise. So he has to be careful on that.
Got it.
What? I didn't even press, bro. What? What happened? There was one shrink.
Got it.
Yes. 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 Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Fuck. Not easy, boys. Not easy.
Got it.
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Yes.
I said yes there. I pressed super late. That's a bit weird.
Yes. 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 Yes.
How many I have to do?
No.
Fuck.
Yes.
Fuck. It's a bit hard, I have to say. I mean, in this case, the difficulty was fairly high. The only problem is the circle seems to be wrong because I pressed nearly immediately and it gave me a yes, right? Which doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Got it.
Okay, now it worked better.
Got it.
Yes. Yes.
Why saying yes? Maybe the second time is wrong? Yeah, could be.
Got it.
You see, it became a -1. Now it became a -2, but I did it super early now.
Got it.
Yes.
We said that it's 35%, so
Yes.
how can that be a yes?
Yes. 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 Yes.
I got the fish! Let's go, boys! I got the fish! I mean, it's kind of hard. This game is kind of hard, I have to say. It's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. But let me do... so one change I want to do is that I want to try to increase the vertical speed. Because the vertical speed is looking a bit lame at the moment. Vertical speed. What? So we have floating vertical speed. And vertical speed. So floating vertical speed. This floating vertical speed is randomized between 3 and 7, right? Vertical speed 20, 30. Here I have very weird numbers. Let me do 25, 30 and see if it goes too crazy, right? I think it may. It may go a bit too crazy, but...
Got it.
But the problem is that I need to do it only if I am in the phase... Wait. No, wait. This 3-7 was, I think, was good. If we are not in fish bite, yeah, exactly. If we are in fish bite, we have a 20. Should I go 30 then?
Got it.
But fish bite, no, wait. No, I want to say fish bite or moving. Exactly. Maybe 20 was enough. I think it would be nice to customize it based on the fish, but okay, maybe I'm going too crazy. Okay.
Got it.
Fuck.
Got it.
Bro, why I lose even before I can play? What? Huh?
Got it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's definitely
Yes.
better with additional speed, yeah.
Yes.
No.
Fuck.
Yes. Yes.
I can do it, boys. I can do it. I did it. This was an average one. Well, it was an easy one actually because it was 0.38 total difficulty, 6 moves out of 9, circle speed lower, 2 shrinks. Yeah, it was kind of an easy one. I didn't feel that easy, but okay. You fixed it. Without a backup, my method worked. So what was your method? You just deleted the landscape? Okay, so... There is one problem that sometimes... I mean, I had the feeling that if I have like a 1 shrink... I cannot even play. That is already saying that I lost. Now it's randomizing 2 all the time. Okay, 1, right?
Got it.
Why? Why is doing the check before the animation ends? In theory, that's impossible. So it seems to me that it's coming to check end game, right? Before because bobber, circle, catch, and catch, circle, and right is a timer, and this timer is equal to what? Is equal to the circles. That's the mistake. That's the mistake. It's not equal to the circle speed because the circle speed, I mean the playback, right? The playback is, the circle speed is the playback, is not the timing. So actually is circle speed multiplied by 1. No, circles, what? Is what? The time, so if I have 1 second and if I have an animation of 1 second and I play it at a playback speed of 0.8, my animation will last longer, right? 20% longer. So how do I find the time? It's just is just the reverse, so 1 minus 0.8 multiplied by circle speed, or what? Plus 1, I mean multiply by 1, so by 1.2 in that case will be, right? Because this is the playback speed, which is not... Exactly. So if I say that the playback speed is is 4, right? Just to make it crazy a second so we see it. It will be 4 times faster.
Got it.
You see, the circle is like, yeah, exactly. So the higher this is, the shorter is the time. So I cannot put this into the time, right? So that's a mistake. So I need to do I need to do what? 1 minus what? How do I reverse the, just manually deleting the files? Okay. Nice. But you lost the landscape, I guess, but you can remake it. Okay. Good, good. I'm happy that you fixed it. I manually had to look through the change dates. Yeah, because actually Unreal is making a backup under save games, right? So in reality, you have a backup now. The problem is that if you save the file multiple times, then it would just, you know, it would just GG. It will just destroy your backups pretty much. So I got distracted by a message. So how do I do this, boys? I have this time, right? I have this time. I have this playback speed, and I need the time it will take, considering that the animation time is 1 second. So I have to do what? I have to do the reverse of that. But if I do the reverse, it doesn't work, because 1.1, then what it will be? Huh? What? 1.1, right, is 10% less. So if I do 1, wait, if I do 1 minus 1.1, it will be, yes, it works. Okay. Yeah, it works. So I do 1 minus, so I do, so I do 1 minus this, and this I multiply by, and what? 1 minus 0.8 is 0.2, right? And then I do this plus 1, and then I multiply and then I multiply this by my what? By my animation time, which is 1. So this is useless, right? So this is already my thing. Are you sure of that? So circle speed 0.8, right? So I do 1 minus 0.8 equals 0.2. I do 0.2 plus 1 equal 1.2. With a 0.8 circle speed, my time will be 1.2, correct. Correct. Now, if I have 1.1, I do 1 minus 1.1, which is actually a negative number. I do plus 1, and it becomes 0.9, and my animation speed is 0.9. Okay. Is there a case where I go negative? I go negative if if my circle speed is 0, but that's impossible, right? If my circle speed is 0, I will do 1 minus 0, 0, 1 minus 0, 1, 1 plus 1 equal to 2, no, the opposite. The opposite. If my circle speed is 2, I do 1 minus 2 equal minus 1, and 1 plus minus 1 plus 1 is 0, right? So this, unfortunately, but this will never happen, right? This will never happen because my circle speed is defined to be between 0.5 and 1.5. So that in theory should never happen. But now is correct. Now is correct. I think we nearly have it, boys. I think it's nearly done. I think it's nearly done.
Got it.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Where the
Yes.
fuck is going? I got it though. I got it easy. I got it easy. Okay, I think we should play a bit. Problem is that I have to go, but we should play a bit because now we are like in the final form of the mini game.
Yes.
No.
Oh fuck.
No.
Oh shit, I messed up.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's not bad anyway.
Yes.
I mean, you have to press only when the icon becomes yellow, right? When the bobber becomes yellow.
Yes.
What do you mean done? What? I won. I think if you lose, if you don't do you don't do the beginning properly.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah, I start to feel like a mini game. Yeah. I start to feel kind of correct. It's not particularly easy. I have. What the fuck happened? Ah, the fish went away. It's not particularly easy, but.
Got it.
Uh-oh, I messed up.
Got it.
Yes.
Now consider that my skill
Yes.
and the bait are not yet factored in.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I think, guys, will not be easy for you. I mean, it's easy for me because I know exactly what you have to do, but...
No.
Oh my god, I fucked up so much. No, I fucked up like a boss.
Yes.
Why is not finishing?
Yes.
Why is not finishing?
Yes.
Is not counting the moves properly or what? Do you think you should lose after you reach the point that you had so many errors that you cannot recover, or you should still go until the end? Good question. We will think about it. But yeah, I think the mini game is nearly done. So we added all the difficulty factors. We fixed also a number of bugs. We added the yeah, we fixed the UI. We added all the parameters on screen just for debug. Obviously, this will not be shown. And we increased the speed of the bobber moving while the fish is on the hook. And we also modified one of the baits to be using another ingredient, right? I think we are kind of close. The next step, I think, is to factor in the skill bonus and the bait bonus into the overall quality, and just ensuring that is not too strong, right? And then I think we can port it to our game. I think after we connect this, and this, I think we are kind of ready, boys. I think we are kind of ready after this. I mean, I will have to test it a bit. And obviously we will have to add different fishes at the moment. Yes, that's probably another thing that we need to do, right? So that at the moment, we randomize between two different fishes with different probability, but we don't really show a different fish. And also we don't scale the fish based on the weight, while I would like to do that, right? So I would like to scale the fish at the end. I don't know if we can do that quickly, just for fun. I don't know if I have to scale it before or after I assign it, but it's pretty much the same. I think it's the same, but better after, right? So we will set the scale. We will set the absolute scale. There is also a relative scale. Set the non-uniform scale of the component relative to its parent. Yeah, relative scale I think is also good. So at the moment the fish, I assume that the fish is not scaled in any way, right? Yeah, scale 1. So we're going to modify the scale of the fish. Now, how much should the scale be? Well, ouch. How much should the scale be? Well, we have a weight parameter which is here, which goes between 0, 5 and 1, right? So, and we store it in fish weight, right? So we need a or we consider the fish in his normal form. Yeah, we have to understand if the fish is in normal form is the average. Yeah, I think it's the average, right? Is the average. So I need to take this and scale it as usual by... Yeah, but I have the weight difficulty factor, which is exactly my scale, no? No, it's not. Because my fish weight could be 0.7 between 0.5 and 1, and my difficulty factor is 0.1. Yeah, I think if I take my difficulty factor and I take my difficulty factor and I say multiply that by what? By what? By If I want to go between, yeah, by 1. So 1. And then I add to that, and then I add to that 0.5. Yeah. Yes. And it is the scale. So this will not make it dramatically well, actually it can be half or 1.5, right? It's between half and 1.5, the minimum and maximum. So if I do, yeah, let me try. We need a small fish or a big fish. Weight is 0.7.
Yes.
Okay, that is pretty good. 0.7 should be bigger.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Now the problem is that I have to catch him.
Yes.
But I'm pretty good at this game since I made it.
Yes.
So this in theory is 1.2 roughly of the original fish. And you see that the position is not correct because we have to move it down based on the position, right? Based on the way, based on the sides, yeah. We will have to do that. If we take a very small one,
Got it.
yeah, this one is super small.
Got it.
Fuck, I missed. I didn't catch him though. There was one that was fantastic. It was super small. That is average, average. This is kind of small.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, let's try to catch this guy.
Yes. Yes.
It's going right. It's going back. Fuck, it was right.
Yes.
Okay. We can fuck up 3 times.
Yes.
You see how small it is? Fantastic. Yeah, so the scale actually works. The scale actually works, yeah. We just have to position it vertically on the... We just have to position it vertically on the bobber, right? On the hook. But yeah, the scale works, so it's pretty good. The only thing that is weird is that it's saying that the weight is 0.58. You catch a mackerel with quality 30. Huh? And weight is 0.58. Ah, yes, because the minimum is 0.5. Yeah. Correct. Correct. So this is kind of the minimum size of this fish. And we can go more than that, right? Just to be... Now, the problem is that I think we want the weight to be kind of exponential and not linear, which is what I said already before. So, at the moment, yeah, that should be an improvement that we can do, right? Because at the moment, the distribution of weight is linear. This randomization is linear. And I don't think we want that. I don't think we want that. I mean, it should be like a Gaussian, like a standard distribution curve, right? It's called Gauss. It's called Gaussian curve, right? Yeah, exactly this, right? Normal distribution. So I think we want a normal distribution so that the majority of the fishes are average, but there are a few that are very small or very big. Or we may do another curve which is, yeah, we may be slightly higher here and lower there, right? But definitely we want to have very few large fishes. Which may be boosted by your skill, as we said, right? Maybe boosted by your skill, yes. Okay, guys, I think that's all. I think we made great progress. We are nearly there. We are nearly there. So thank you for watching. And do you want to do a small raid? I mean, we are not too many people, but we are more people than usual. So we are 6-7 people, which is nice. Maybe we can do a raid to who? This guy? Who is this guy? I don't remember. Not talk to avoid losing focus. PT, then I'm not gonna raid him. Just want to say hello, but okay, let's raid indie dev. Is there anyone? Wait, is there anyone new? Let me see if there is anyone new that we don't know yet. There's this guy. There's this guy. There's a lot of people actually. There is Oz. Is there someone with 0 viewers? This guy has 1 viewer. Fantastic. We will raid this guy. We will raid this guy, okay? It's always nice to raid people with 1 viewer. Huh? Yeah. Okay, guys, so thank you for watching. Say hello to the people that where we go, and I will see you tomorrow. No, tomorrow. Oh fuck! Tomorrow is already Friday. No, so tomorrow will not be here. I will see you on Saturday. Saturday. Bye bye. See you. Bye.